Welcome to WWII Online Tutorials. This tutorial is on player-placed objects, or PPOs. Just like it sounds, a player can place objects into the terrain or into gameplay. All infantry can place foxholes and a camouflage bush. However, only some infantry can do foxholes, sandbags, and some barbed wire. That being the basic rifleman. Then you have the engineer class and the combat engineers. These can not only set up the foxholes and camouflage, but also they can set up anti-tank bunkers, barbed wire, both heavy and light, straight and curved sandbag walls, and one of the engineers can also do trenches. These objects, or PPOs, can be used as fortifications for protection around certain areas of control, as well as for personal protection for yourself. These fortifications can be as simple or as elaborate as you would care to make them. As an example, is concentric circles of trenches surrounding a forward mobile spawn to prevent enemy infantry getting into it quickly to try to take it down. For all infantry, in order to set up your objects, you press 9 at the top of the keyboard, and then you right-click the mouse in order to decide what it is that you want to build. If the object is red, then that can't be built either because the terrain is uneven at that spot, or you're too close to another object, whatever it may be. Once you do find a spot that you can build, then you left-click in order to build the object. Remember, every object has a certain length of time of building. The bigger it is, the longer it takes. And there is a cooldown timer that has to be satisfied before you can build that same object, but does not prevent you from building other objects. Each one will have their own cooldown timer. As you can see, this combat engineer has quite a few different options available to him, from camouflages to sandbags, bunkers, and here's a quick example of doing something simple with your PPO, just simply by placing some bushes around a certain spot in the shade beneath some trees, and you can basically become camouflaged where enemies aren't going to see you right away. Here I put down some bushes, then I laid down a character, and then I come up to show you how well it camouflages. Then I added some more to make it more dense and to add more cover. The objects are not permanent. Some of them can last for hours, others can be destroyed with some simple high explosives. So it depends on what they are and how hard it is to build as to how much it will take to take one down. High explosive grenades, satchel charges, and bombs from airplanes can do damage. Now, a very important aspect for gameplay is what trucks and haulers can do for PPOs. When you click on the vehicle, look to the right and it'll tell you what type of mobile spawn that they can create. There are 3 types of spawns in the game. Trench spawns, which are light, urban spawns, which are light, and then there's a heavy spawn. The light spawns can only spawn infantry, whereas the heavy spawn can do not only infantry, but can spawn in light anti-aircraft and light anti-tank guns. Only armored personnel carriers, or APCs, can do heavy spawns. Some vehicles can do barrage balloons and ammo caches, and in infantry, NCOs can do ammo caches as well, particularly for the paratroopers. The fuel and ammo supply truck can not only do that, but they can also do mobile airfields. Each faction, whether it be US, British, French, or German, have their own hauler truck vehicles. And again, only the APCs can set the heavy spawns. Most of these vehicles can carry infantry as well as tow anti-aircraft and anti-tank weapons. I've spawned in a Lorraine APC, or armored personnel carrier. I hit O on the keyboard in order to open the windscreen so I can see better. Then I hit Z to bring up the different type of spawns, and then I use backspace to scroll through the different selections. This is a light urban spawn, which can be done in the city and or in the bushes, small in size and easy to hide. This is the trench spawn, which again is light, infantry only, but you can connect it to the trenches, and it's very well armored. Then there's the heavy spawn, which can do not only the infantry, but also spawn in light anti-aircraft and light anti-tank guns. Here's a resupply truck, which can not only resupply fuel and ammo to different vehicles, it also can set up ammo caches, leave that near vehicles or certain areas so that anybody gets near it can get resupplied. And you can also do barrage balloons as well as mobile airfields. Once you've decided what vehicle or what type of object you want to produce, then hit Z again to build it, and it'll ask a confirmation, and it will then be built. Thank you for watching this tutorial on the basics about PPOs, player-placed objects, and what you can do with them.